Now, in this video, we're going to talk about exactly what you need to do to maximize your distance for a shorter golf swing. So if you've ever wondered how someone like Jon Rahm, with his really short swing, can hit the ball as far as he does, there are three things in the golf swing that he does extremely well to be able to maximize his distance. And the good thing is, absolutely everyone can do these three things here. So let's talk about these three things individually and in three drills to really help with this area of your game and hit the ball further with a shorter swing. Okay guys, let's dive straight into the first thing we need to do to maximize your distance for a short swing. And this is something that is so important for functionality of the golf swing too. So this is at the top of the backswing here, being laid off. So laid off, having that club, let's say for the right-handed golfer, pointing left of the target. So for reference, where this red line is, that would be down the line, so parallel to the target line, and across the line is going across that line pointing to the right. So we need to be laid off to maximize our distance for a shorter golf swing and just generally hit the ball well with a short swing. Because why that is because when we have a shorter golf swing, we have less time to be able to perform transition. So we just generally have less time. So when we have less time, what will we not be able to do because we have such a short space of time in the swing? Get a good shallowing move. So as you can see here, shallowing the golf club, and the definition of shallowing is having that center of mass pitching behind or being behind the body. So absolutely, that is exactly what we're seeing here. And the club technically isn't actually shallowing. It's in a shallow position at the top of the swing. And because Jon Rahm is in that laid off position, he doesn't need to do anything with that shaft for it to stay nicely laid off and shallow. So that enables him to get good turn, to get through that golf ball. So you need to be shallow to be able to turn. Of course, if we're not getting body rotation going through the shot and we're stalling out early, extending, let's say from a steep shaft, that's not going to make us hit the ball, one, very solid, or two, very powerful for a shorter golf swing. So incredibly important, we need to have that club shaft pointing out towards the left. Because if we had a club shaft that was slightly, let's say across the line, we're just generally going to get steep. We're going to shallow it a little bit, but it's generally still going to be very vertical as we start off that downswing. That's going to lead to poor striking. So number one, get that shaft laid off. Okay, so number two to maximize your distance with a short swing, and that is separation of the lower body and mid-torso in the downswing, and even doing it early. So what is this? These are two really cool angles to see this from. So this is having that lower body. So watch here, I'll have a good circle there. See how that is turning and that upper body and arms are staying where they are. So you can see all that torque and that tension being created in the shirt from there. This is that lower body, mid-torso, unturning, unwinding there. So one thing that Jon Rahm does really well, which I talk about a lot online, is he does this as his arms are still going up here. So watch this, watch how his club's still going up. And you can see then how that lower body starts to unwind. That's a foolproof way to be able to get this move into your golf swing, is doing it, getting that lower body swiveling and turning and unwinding as you are still completing the top of your backswing. Then it just gets that sequencing nicely in there. And then it will let everything unwind. It gets onto the back of the ball. And that really creates some great torque and some great tension, some speed to be released into there. Really, really good one. Without doing this, you won't really be able to hit the ball massively far with a shorter swing. Now, as we know, Jon Rahm is a beast of a man. He is incredibly strong. So that's one big reason why he can hit the ball so far. Absolutely. But even for us getting that little bit further, that's what we want. We're not going to be, let's say, hitting 180 miles an hour ball speeds with a 3-wood. That's generally not going to happen. Some of you it might, but not for everyone. So this is a really cool angle here on the right as well. So we're going to see how, again from this angle, look at how those hands still go up, lower body starts to unwind. Look at the heel as well. I love this move. We can get back to this on the front on as well. See how if I zoom right in, his heel is off the ground. So a video from around 3 years ago, right at the start of when I made my channel here, I talked about this exact thing and a specific move of Jon Rahm lifting up his left heel and then slamming it down just before he completes his backswing. That's what we're seeing here. This is a great little addition to get into there. We're not going to quite talk about that in the drills because this drill that we're going to talk about will naturally get this, but it just tells you that that unwinding of the lower body is happening quite early there. I love this. And then coming through, let's get rid of them big circles. Boom. Awesome. So, okay, let's get into the third one. Okay, so number 3, extending your lead side as you're coming down into the downswing. So these 2 videos, really good ones to see. Now this one with Jon Rahm with a 3-wood, it looks like. As you're going to see, coming down into the downswing, looking good. See how his hips are going back in this direction, getting into forward flexion, which is what creates that squat move that everyone absolutely obsesses about. And then what we can see here, the only reason why a squat is good is because of what Jon is doing right now, and that is extending the left side. So look at this. See how that left leg is snapping now. This gets vertical force and gets that speed and power coming out of the ground again. Now, when we're getting good lower body separation and turning, like here, like we said, the hips start to go a little bit back. When the hips go back, the upper body goes down. Forward flexion lowers you into the ground, loading you down. Then what happens? We said the left side snaps as we're getting from shaft parallel into the golf ball. That gets that power out of the ground, so that loading in to get the power out. Incredibly good move to create speed. Vertical force, which is what this is the biggest power producer in the golf swing, more so than rotational speed. So really important one, but good thing is it actually turns you around the corner as well. It helps you continue to rotate through the golf ball. For a lot of players who can't rotate through the ball, that is because they're not extending the left side, because when you extend the left side, why it helps so much for rotation, because it brings that left shoulder up and around. Remember, left side is extending, it's getting straighter. That brings that left shoulder up and around and gives it that rotational move and pulls that rotation through the golf ball. Let's look at this one with driver here from a classic front-on angle. So here we go. Now, this is definitely an older one of Jon Rahm, no beard here. So you can see coming down, again, look at that lower body separation there. Now, of course, we can't see that laid off shaft, but he certainly would be doing that here. Jon Rahm gets it in there from his bowed left wrist for his laid off shaft. Wrist angles affect your shaft angle at the top quite considerably. Now, I'm going to be talking about a simpler drill for that on camera, as I can't physically demonstrate a bowed wrist at the moment, as I injured my hand, as you would have known if you watched my last video. It's still not 100% healed yet, but I'm going to get into a simpler drill for that. But look, we can see, okay, lower body separating. Look at the left side, snapping, bang, right there. Let's get that left shoulder to pull up and around, and to go through the golf shot there. So there was one more bit that I was thinking, okay, should we talk about this area as well? So let's give an honourable mention here. Shaft lean. Of course, shaft lean, hands ahead of the golf club at impact. Now, Jon's doing that with driver as well, hitting up on it, decreasing that loft, that's lowering that spin loft, that's going to get those high launch, low spinners. But got to remember, Jon can swing the golf club very, very fast. A lot of players who are trying to get a ton of shaft lean at impact don't possess the club head speed to be able to get a ton. So that's why a little bit of shaft lean for most players will help. But from there, it's not something you need to go and think, I need to get tons of this. Of course, we don't want to be flipping. We don't want to be adding loft. A little bit of shaft lean's fine. That will absolutely de-loft the club face. That will then help you for maximizing your ball speed for a better spin loft number. But not something massively we need to go in and crazy get into from this video here. Those 3 that we talked about there, laid off shaft for swing functionality, separating lower body mid-torso, and then making sure we're getting that left side extension are the main keys. If you don't have any of those 3, you know, as a shorter swing golfer, doesn't matter if you've got shaft lean, you're not going to hit the ball very fast. So that is where, let's get on camera. I'm going to be demonstrating these 3 drills. Again, I'm not able to hit a golf ball at the moment. Hopefully I will be very soon. But I'll still be able to demonstrate and show you some brilliant drills for you to go and practice at home or outside. So let's get straight to it. So guys, drill number 1. Now this is for that laid off shaft. So what you want to do, grab an alignment stick, grip it up the left-hand side of the shaft, and make sure it's pointing just a little bit in front of you to get that laid off shaft. So this will get naturally the right mechanism for you to be able to get that shaft laid off as well. So really, really cool one to get the move. And make sure, guys, you don't do this, having the alignment stick point behind you. That will give you an across the line shaft, that will make you steep, that will make you stall out and not deliver good power into the shot. Okay, so drill number 2, this is for that separation in the downswing. So just get a club, put the club behind your trail foot away from the target, have your hands on the club head and just twist that lower body. So that's going to give you a good stretch and that's going to teach you that feeling of that separation. And once you feel it, you might even be able to get it earlier in your golf swing too. So drill number 3 is for the lead side extension. So this is that snapping the left leg feel. So what we do, get an alignment stick, put it on our toe line away from the target as you can see, and all you want to do is snap that left leg and that's going to elevate the stick up into the air around a driver ball position area. Absolutely great, and as you can see from the down the line here, also rotates you nicely. You can do this with irons, you can do this with driver, it's brilliant to get into your golf game.